Hello and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have the new TaylorMade BRNR Mini Driver to hit here in the Performance Centre at Howley Hall Golf Club. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the technology involved. It's obviously a driver that's come after Stealth 2 has been released and has very different properties to it. So let's sort of delve into that and see exactly what makes the BRNR Mini Driver as good as it is. For those of you out there who really struggle hitting driver off the tee, this could be the answer to all of your prayers. So we've got a smaller, more compact footprint and head design. It's kind of that traditional retro kind of TaylorMade logo in that we see on there as well, and the colorways of the old BRNR that many of you will have seen years and years ago. Those of you that are new to golf, BRNR was all the rage when I first started playing. The new BRNR here in the mini driver format just offers something different. It kind of looks very much like drivers did back then as well in terms of its size. We've got the K-sole in here that should make this driver quite easy to actually hit off the ground as well, should you want to do that. We've got movable weight technology. We've got a 13-gram weight here that I've put in the front and 1.5 at the back. So you can switch these around depending on what you want the club to do. So obviously the heavier weight shifts to the back. We get a bit more launch and makes it a bit more stable as well. We've also got some of the newer technology. So twist face is in there, okay? So for those of you that don't know what that is, basically the face is shaped in a way that if you hit it out the heel on the toe, it helps bring those shots back onto target again. We've also got a 4-degree loft sleeve, so a bit of adjustability in here, which obviously the original BRNRs did not have. So we can move this is 11.5 degrees this head, so I can move that 2 degrees down or 2 degrees up of the stated loft on the back of it. So everything about this driver is designed to obviously make it easier for us to hit fairways. Yes, the head is a little bit smaller, but it's super forgiving. We've also got a slightly shorter shaft length, a couple of inches shorter than your standard driver would be at as well. So again, that's going to add to making this more playable and hopefully help us hit more fairways. So let's go hit some on the Trackman, see exactly how this performs. I'm going to hit some with my own driver as well, just to show you kind of the difference, because that's the first question we get asked is, well, is it going to go miles shorter than the driver that I've got? Well, hopefully we'll be able to answer those questions for you as well. So come on, let's go hit a few. So we're going to hit a few here on the Trackman with the BRNR Mini Driver, okay? First off, looks awesome. I really, really like the look of it, not only from that position, but sat behind the ball as well, yeah? So the real old school TaylorMade logo on the top there, absolutely love that. The TaylorMade logo we can see there etched in the face, looks great. We've obviously got the twist face in here too, the adjustability of the loft, and also the ability to move those weights around as well, which we've spoken about. So the shaft we've got in here is a Pro Force, 65 gram. So Pro Force, for those of you that are similar age to me, will know Pro Force shafts from a long, long time ago. I've not seen one for a while. Let's hit a few here on the Trackman, have a bit of a look at how it performs and give you a little bit of feedback as I'm hitting it as to what it feels like and looks like and stuff as well. It sounds awesome. Feels really good off the face, really nice and solid. I love the kind of, it's a very different sound and feel to the carbony kind of drivers that we've got at the moment, you know, the likes of the Stealth 2, which TaylorMade have as well, and other brands that are using lots of carbon. Definitely sounds very different. Feel off the face, the ball speed that we're getting, it's very, very good. And just those first two that we've hit, distance-wise, good as well. You know, we're getting sort of 270-ish, carrying up to 300 yards total, which is very, very good for a club that's, like I say, 11.5 degrees, so much more lofted than I'd expect. The spin's still nicely under control as well, but we'll get along to the numbers afterwards. But certainly first two hits, very, very good. So let's hit a couple off the floor as well, because obviously with that K-sole we talked about, it's going to help you to hit those shots and kind of get this up off the ground should you want to hit shots with the driver off the floor. But let's hit a few. Certainly feels pretty easy to kind of hit and launch off the ground, and very different to the more modern 460cc head shape that we associate with many of the modern drivers. It still looks quite big, it's obviously much bigger than a fairway would, but I'm actually surprised at how easy it is to hit off the ground. I mean, obviously we're getting a slightly lower flight and there's a bit less forgiveness when we're hitting it off the floor, but you kind of, you know, that's the kind of lottery you play when you're trying to hit a club as big a headed as this off the floor, really. But it's actually much easier than I was expecting to. So we've now got a few Trackman numbers with it hitting it off the ground. Let's have a bit of a look at how they compare to hitting it off the tee and also my driver when I've hit it as well. So let's take a little bit of a look at the Trackman numbers when hitting this. We've hit it off the ground, we've hit it off a tee, and I've also hit it against my current driver, okay, which for those of you that don't know is Callaway Epic Speed from a couple of years ago. Let's have a bit of a look at how it performed off the tee to start with, okay? So we can see there carrying around the sort of 270 mark, really running out to 292, so pretty good numbers, and particularly a driver that's up at 11.5 degrees. I personally wasn't expecting it to go this far. I did shift that heavy weight into the front of the driver as well to hopefully help with some of those spin characteristics, and we can see here spin wise it's very, very good, 2,500 RPM, pretty similar to my driver actually. We can see obviously my driver's gone a bit further, about 12, 13 yards further. As you'd expect, you know, it's one that I use all the time. The loft is a little bit lower and also the shaft's longer. When we look at how we've hit this off the ground, okay, it was very easy to hit. We can still see we're getting carries, you know, up to around the 250 mark, which is pretty good, and 279 total. So 280 yards off the ground with this is pretty good. It's a bit longer than I would hit a 3-wood. I think a good 3-wood for me is probably around 270, 265 to 270 is kind of where I would club myself. So it does go a little bit longer than that, as you'd expect. It's a bigger head and slightly less loft than a 3-wood. When we look at the kind of distance that we're getting, the forgiveness, the feel, for those of you that really struggle with, you know, a 460cc head, and there's loads of you out there, there's loads of people I fit that really hate using driver, this really could be something that you should be looking at. It looks great, it performs great, it's easy to hit, and you can hit it off the ground as well. It's also been validated really by, we're seeing it in the bags of some of the best players in the world. So players like Eddie Pepperell, Tommy Fleetwood have been using these already and have put those in the bag. I think it's a fantastic golf club, and it's certainly one you should be trying if you don't really like hitting driver, or you want something that's a bit more versatile so you can hit it off the ground. Well, let us know what you think. Do you really like the look of this driver? I know from some of the other reviews out there that a lot of people have reviewed this very positively and really liked this, so I'd be interested to see what you guys think as well. Have you hit one? Do you use a previous mini driver that TaylorMade have bought out and it's the only thing you'll ever have going forward? Let us know that as well. If you want any more information about custom fitting or any of the products that we feature here on the channel, please drop us a comment below as well, and we do our best to answer all of them. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I've loved hitting this, and we'll see you all very, very soon.